Alright strikers, we've got a new micro patch that was released today. It's great to see that Odyssey is paying close attention to the game and making changes frequently since the launch of the game 2 weeks ago. Let's see what they have changed this time. Okay, while it's good to have strikers who are behind to have some options of getting back into the game, the Ketchup Experience for knockouts provided too much of an XP swing. Okay, so they lowered the Ketchup Experience for the person that gets the KO by 20% and they lowered it for the assister by 10%. This is a great change because too often you'll have this nice level advantage over your opponent and you're in complete control. Then they get some random fluky kill on you and gain 2 levels off of it. That's pretty nuts how that level advantage you built up over 2 sets can vanish after being KO'd once. I think this is a change the vast majority of players will definitely appreciate. Juno. Raining cats and blobs out there. Oh look, they made a pun. Juno is excelling, so we're hampering her ability to clog the alleys a bit. So 5-second increase to her ult. A lot of people have been clamoring about Juno being OP since launch because of how much map control she has and how her damage output is surprisingly high, especially when you go some damage awakenings. This nerf to her ult is a start, but it really isn't going to be moving her down a tier by any means. Last time Room got the knockback buffs, we're now giving him the damage to match. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's the same number increase that he got for his primary on the last patch, except instead of knockback, they just did it for power. So this is just a follow-up buff, like I just mentioned, which is nice. Rune's real issue is his lack of really great awakening synergy with his kit. Again, if you're really good with Rune, then by all means go for it. But there are several other strikers that can get more value than him with less required mastery. We'll have to wait until Odyssey releases some new awakenings that are hopefully more catered to Rune's unique kit. The XMan has been nonchalantly kicking in goals after bashing heads. He can still do that, it just won't be as excessive. So they lowered the power on his primary and the core knockback a little bit and lowered his size a little bit when he ults. 5-second longer cooldown and no minimum knockback duration per hit. A pretty notable nerf to X, honestly. It's going to be harder for him to put damage on opponents, especially in the earlier stages of the game. He will definitely be a bit more reliant on his team to follow up on his damage output to really turn up the pressure on the opposition. No more minimum knockback duration is going to make his ability to hit the core at the same time he hits opponents to prevent them from clearing the goal not as guaranteed. I'm going to have to test out this new X to get a better feel on where he is right now, to be honest. I think Xintaro could use a little help from our end. Alright, so a very slight increase to his damage and knockback on his secondary and on the core as well. Xintaro players are definitely going to appreciate this buff. However, he suffers the same fate of not having a ton of great awakening synergy with his kit. The number increase is pretty small too, so I doubt this moves the needle at all for Xintaro, to be honest. Spark awakenings. Focus and strength, they got a buff to their first stack bonus. So I had the opportunity yesterday during an X game to have my first 3 awakenings be Spark of Strength, Resilience, and Agility in that order, and it felt really good. I was fast, I hit hard, and my stagger bar was massive because I got Bulk Up as my 4th awakening. When you're able to get 3 Spark awakenings, it's awesome, but getting there is the issue. I've seen numerous times where there are 2 or 3 Spark awakenings in an early draft, and that takes Spark off the table since there are only 4 at the moment, and once you see 1 in a draft, it's not going to show up again that game. Buffing the Spark stacking bonus isn't going to fix the inherent availability issue with Spark awakenings, but hopefully this issue gets remedied at some point. And then there's a section here about featured requests. They mention implementing an AFK check, a surrender function, which I personally am not a big fan of for solo players, a training mode, a new ladder tier called Pro Leagues, improvements to custom games, and spectator mode, along with plans for a central US server. Not a ton to discuss here, except I sure hope they make the surrender vote unanimous for solo players, because they're going to have a really bad time if they're paired with a duo that defaults to GG go next too easily. Anyways, let us know what you guys feel about this patch in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.